Sbu, firstly, I mean, it's good to see you. Um, Looking refreshed, looking light in complexion. So you spent a lot of time indoors. Um, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I can say I'm out of the cave. I'm feeling the light in my skin, the hair in my wind again. Uh, I don't. I'm feeling myself again. My spirit is revived. I felt like I was almost a shadow of the man that I'm supposed to be, and I needed to take a step back so that I could fix that before it became a problem.
When you say you felt like you were a shadow of the man you used to be, who was that man that you used to be?
I think I still am the man that I felt like a shadow of. Um, it's just things that were normally easy for me just became a little harder. So I had to go back to the drawing board to understand what's going on. And apart from the man fulfilling his potential, it's the man fulfilling his responsibility in many different ways. The pressure kicks, we've got fans, we've got family, everybody looking towards us with these big, bright eyes that we never want to disappoint. And me being the emotional creature that I am, those things tend to take a heavier toll on people like me. I've been told that centralize everything under emotion. So I've learned to handle that in the past 2 months. Um, and I can feel the beast starting to growl in my stomach again. My confidence is back up. My vision is clear. There was a lot of cloudedness, and that's now disappeared. And those are the characteristics that I need to be myself to my full potential. Yeah.
Tell me, is there a particular point that you can say probably that moment was the tipping point? And is there a moment where you felt this all began?
Um, I don't think there's a specific moment, but I do think that there are, however, significant triggers along the journey of this absolutely vile energy building up. And I think it all started back when I was at the Sharks, probably in the last few months of my stint there. And then I came here to this beautiful environment, and it got me up. It got me up. Amazing players, good coaches, and the people upstairs also here for us. So I got a lift from that. Um, and at some point, everything just started becoming heavy again. Just some things that seemed like bad luck would compound on top of each other. It's like I was fighting a negative energy that was right next to me the whole time, and I couldn't see it. Um, things just started to spiral, and I needed that to halt so that it doesn't spiral into chaos. It doesn't spiral into chaos. So yeah, I would say the starting point was in my last few months at the Sharks.
When you say things started spiraling, um, and you felt like you were fighting off negative energy, are you referencing the moment where you've got the opportunity to be within the block fold again, and then you suffer an untimely injury? I think
Yeah,
broken ribs.
a broken rib. Yeah, just like things like that. It basically started raining, and after that, it just poured. Untimely setbacks, coming back from an ankle injury, and build up momentum, rib injury. You understand? And then everything just, questions build up. Like, why is this happening? Like, why do I stumble before? And I understand why now. Now that I've been through what I've just gone through, I understand why that would happen. But I would experience it in moments like that, man, that I'm a shadow of myself. The ball normally bounces in my direction. It wasn't. It wasn't. And I needed to go clean my energy up and come back the stronger man so I can do what everybody knows me to do because they expect that from me. And I respect the fact that they expect that from me.
I'm just curious. You say um, do what everybody expects you to do.
Yeah.
Is that something that you expect yourself to do? that which everybody else is expecting you to do?
You know, I'm fortunate that I'm in the position that what people expect from me, I love. Yes, they expect me to come perform here on Saturday or Friday evening, and I love that. You understand? I love that. That's as purely as I can put it. Those expectations give me energy. Yeah.
You've been in this professional environment for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a World Cup winner. You know what success is like at the top, at the very top.
Yeah.
You've worked your way through, you know, the various ranks.
Yeah.
Has that process helped you develop thicker skin?
For sure. For sure. That process has definitely helped me develop thicker skin. I think, first of all, it's hard to get to that level without a thick skin, you know, but that working in a top flight environment definitely polishes you nicely. I think there's techniques and methods that I've learned on how to manage certain situations on field, off field, and it's been helpful in that respect. Yeah.
And I mean, in a professional sporting environment, there is that expectation that you guys will somehow learn to have thick skin because critics are part of the environment. Do you think there's also an element of danger in that expectation from us that as a professional sportsman, you must expect that there'll be critics? And can that lead to you not knowing when to spot when there's trouble?
I don't know how to answer that one. I for one, I am really not concerned about critics. Hey, I learned this when I was very young, and some of my coaches told it to me as well. Mike Greenway has written terrible and absolutely amazing articles about me, and I'm not scared of mentioning his name. You understand? He's an example that I have of someone who says what they need to say. So I don't really mind what the critics say too much. I try and evaluate myself. If I am out of my game, there's nobody else that can tell me that but me. I can have a great game seemingly, but if I feel that, no, that was under par, only I know that, you understand? So the critics don't bear too much weight for me. It's the people that I'm actively engaging with. Their expectations are the ones that matter to me. Not everyone's expectations are. My fans who love me, I know if I do what I love, I'll fulfill their expectations. You understand? So the critics, I really don't care. I don't care about them at all. I really don't. It's the people who I engage with personally and directly, whose opinions matter to me very, very much. Very, very much. I like to earn my respect and keep it from people. Yeah.
Is that the weight of responsibility that perhaps also, you know, got you to that point where you felt, because you are a shadow of who you used to be, you needed to just take that step back?
Yeah, I think that expectation is what helped me. Yeah, because otherwise I would have just carried on going, and the ship was gonna sink until the last piece of metal was underground. So that expectation really, really helped me just go evaluate, redesign, and move forward again, because I've done it before. I know exactly what to do. I just need the energy for it, and that's what I didn't have. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the drive. There's a lot of things that were taken away from it that are maybe not too. It's not too diplomatic to say them in public. You understand? But yeah, it's the energy that I didn't have.
Yeah. How difficult was it for you to get to that point where you acknowledge what you know what, I'm not feeling like it?
So if I don't take care of myself right now, it's going to be rest in peace messages. You know, so let me take a step back so I can regain energy to fight, because I know I have tons of energy. And the moment that lacks, I know there's a problem. And it was in a deficit. As hard as I was trying, it was in a deficit. Yeah.
Do you perhaps have a period of time where the anxiety was around, but you were able to manage it before you got to that point where
I was managing it. I was managing my anxiety the whole time for maybe a little over a year. I was managing it. I was literally trying my best. You know, I would be out in public smiling in front of people. I tried to manage it for a long time. Yeah. So by the point where I decided that no, this is not right, it was actually taking a physical toll on me. It was no longer like a feeling anymore. It was in my body as well. So yeah, I needed to get rid of it completely.
Taking a toll to the point where you feel it changed the way you perform on the field?
Yes, I feel like it did. I feel like it did. I honestly feel like it did. I don't want to beat around that bush. You know, I feel like I wasn't as clear-minded and as sharp as I can be. Yeah, I was okay for my standards. I was okay. Well below par from what I expect for myself. Yeah.
Is it pressure to think about coming back now, and whether or
I'm
not?
excited. I'm excited to come back.
Sure.
I'm very, very excited to come back. I'm strong again. I've got energy now. So I'm really, really excited to come back. Pressure, no. You know, perfection, don't expect it. But I'm happy that I'm out of this. Some people don't get out of this. We lost Ricky last year. You know, some people don't get out of this. So I'm happy that I'm back out. And to stamp the mark of appreciation to everybody that's been some form of pillar for me in this time, I'll show them. I'll make them proud. Yeah.
Earlier you mentioned that you are happy to be out of this cave.
Yeah.
What was that cave? How was it? How would you
It was
describe it?
dark at first, but then at some time my eyes adjusted to the darkness and I could see everything in the dark. But wasn't a nice place. The first month was really difficult, you know, and my dad encouraged me to be alone. You know, he encouraged me to be alone and figure myself out, like really, really reconnect with myself. So the first month was pretty dark. I was pointing fingers at myself, pointing fingers at other people, you know, just like avoiding the issue. And then after a month, you know, I started getting more energy. I was seeing a psychiatrist. They were helping me map out my thoughts and separate them into different compartments. So the bad energy from some things doesn't overflow into the good energy, you know, because we tend to do that as humans. So the cave was a very, very dark place. I was training, I was working on my spiritual and mental health, and I've got responsibilities from a family business side of things that I was also managing right now during this time. So that's what the cave was for me. It was get back the strength, make a plan for when you get back out to be who you are. Yes. So that was the cave. I was alone. I was reconnecting with Mother Nature. I was planting stuff. I was teaching myself how life works again. Because between between everything that a young person experiences when they're in front of so many people, I got lost somewhere. Yeah. So I just needed to come back to the middle.
Sbu, you are 26?
27 this year.
27 this year.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to be a young, black, successful sports person in South Africa?
It's special, you know. It's very, very special, and at the same time, it's daunting because you're a voice. Eh? You're a voice. You represent people. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are. It doesn't matter. You represent people. People from where you come from. People who share your ideals. You understand? You represent people. Please repeat that question. I forgot what I was answering.
What does it feel like
To be a sportsman? Oh yeah, it's a yeah, like it's a great responsibility, and by the way, great, I mean big. It's a big responsibility. Like I was just mentioning, people look up to you, like actually look up to you. You know, you look at a little boy and his eyes are as wide as they can be, and if he didn't have ears, the smile will be going around his face. You know, so it's a daunting task, but it's also fun at the same time. This is an environment that nobody could have taught me about, because before now, nobody in my family was ever like in the public eye about anything, you know. They were just doing stuff under the radar. Um, which is funny enough because I adapted that trait as well, and I'm applying it in such a public place. But yeah, it's daunting, and at the same time, it's balancing. It balances you to know that we're watching you, we're looking at you as an example. You know, there's certain things you need to stay away from. There's a certain etiquette, and there's a certain moral compass that you need to convey. So that's what it feels like. But on top of everything, I would be lying if I say it's not fun. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and the people make it that. Yeah.
Are there moments where you found yourself thinking it's a responsibility or an expectation that you didn't sign up for?
No, I signed up for this. I was born for this expectation. I was born not just in a rugby perspective. I feel like I'm one of those people that my life doesn't belong to me, and the way that it's unfolding, I can tell that, I can't believe so many people take joy in my existence, never mind anything else. I understand, so I have to use my voice properly. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Yes.
Did the fact that you, at some point in your cave, you connected to this idea that so many people take joy out of seeing you play, did that help you,
Yes, it did, yeah.
recenter, rezone yourself, as you said?
Yeah, it did. It did. The fact that I can't help people tangibly right now, but I can give you a blast on the weekend, man. I can make your Saturday nice. I can make your Friday nice. And that definitely was a big push factor for me. It was a big push. I wasn't talking to anyone, but I was aware that a lot of people were trying to get a hold of me, and that gave me strength. It really gave me strength. I mean, to be quite honest, when I left, I was finished. And then the people got me back into it.
Do you remember that drive away?
Yeah. Very angry drive. Very angry drive.
Who was driving?
My uncle.
So you reached out to your uncle?
Yeah.
Come fetch me?
Yeah.
Was there a plan of where you were going?
I told him, come fetch me and take me home. Yeah.
Quiet ride?
Quiet ride.
Just consumed by your thoughts?
Yeah.
And at that moment, did you consider that maybe that's the last drive away from rugby?
Yes, I did. I did.
And at what point then in your cave?
When things started becoming clear again,
That's after that night.
Yes, when things started becoming clear again, I could define the challenge and I could define the issue. And it wasn't anything that I thought it was. You understand? If you fail to define the issue, you're going to solve a problem that's not even there, So there's certain problems also that I thought were there that when I looked back and traced everything back properly, I realized that no, this is just the fruit to a very, very rotten root. So I need to find the root. And when I did leave the stadium, I was never coming back. I was never holding a rugby ball ever again, And I realized that that wasn't the issue. That really wasn't the issue. Because when I held the rugby ball again back now, I came alive. Yeah, I came alive.
I suppose in that moment of, anger or anguish, disappointment that you drive away feeling, there isn't a moment to really consider what rugby means to you. So I can't ask you, at that point really, did you wait, just the weight of what it means to walk away from rugby?
I didn't. I didn't weigh anything up, man. Before I'm a rugby player, I'm a human being, and I need to be alive to be it, So I needed to take care of the person, like I said to you before. Yeah, there wasn't any weighing up, and I just needed to take care of myself. Whatever happened after that, I knew I was going to be strong enough to deal with it. Understand? If it happened that everyone turned their backs on me in the rugby fraternity, I was going to be fine with it because it's a decision that I did make, to go in a corner and actually look after my very essence.
So you were genuinely concerned that if you stuck around rugby, we would be.
Yes, I was genuinely.
Messages.
Yes, I was concerned about that. I was concerned that if I stuck around, it would have been a much bigger story and a bit more detrimental. And at the time, I associated the issues with that because I was operating. This is basically my only environment that I operate in, and I was operating at such a emotionally unstable level that I connected everything that was going wrong to the thing that I spent the most time on. And yeah, that was, I won't say it was a mistake, it was just, yeah, it was just blurry. Yeah, it was just really, really blurry.
What sorts of advice would you give to someone who's currently walking in the shoes that you just walked?
Yeah, you know, I'd give them the same advice that I got from my dad now. You need to manage yourself on every single level that a human being exists. You need to manage yourself, and all of those compartments of yours, they need to be happy. And the second thing was to be spiritually attached. It's not a deep thing, it's just like to be aware of yourself, just to be present in the moments that when you make a decision, you make it under the right influences. You understand? I feel that we're very spiritually detached now, and we like thin trees with long stems. When the wind comes, it just blows you around. You don't crack or fall because you're flexible, but you're never comfortable, you know. And I think it's because there's that center of balance that we overlook as young people, because everything is based on successful career, absolutely amazing social life, securing your future. You understand? All of those things are things that require energy from you. I would encourage people to do, on top of that, things that bring energy to them, because there needs to be a balance. That would be my word of advice. Balance yourself, and you know, when you're working, go hard as you can. Like, go. Like, you can almost kill yourself if you want, but when you're resting, do that. You understand? If you work your body hard, rest your body. If you work your mind hard, rest your mind. The same goes with your spirit. If you don't take care of all those three things at the same time, and if you neglect all three at the same time, then you're definitely bound for the worst, you know. So that would be my advice. Don't stay spiritually attached to yourself. You understand? It doesn't matter what religion you are, just like be aware of yourself. Secondly, thirdly, actually, to learn from other people's mistakes. Yeah, to learn from other people's mistakes is the third thing that I would encourage a young person to do. I watched people make mistakes in front of me, and I went straight bang, made the same mistakes. Stupid from me. So that's the third thing that I would advise them on. Stay spiritually attached, take care of every single facet of your existence, and yeah, learn from mistakes of your own, and even better if it's someone else's. And be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, especially if you're a driven person who wants a lot for themselves, a lot for their family, and you spend a lot of energy trying to get all of those things. Be kind to yourself. Yeah, be kind to yourself, because the task that you've taken on is not. The task that you've taken on is not. So that's what I would encourage every single young person to do. It's advice that I got stamped into my head over this period.
Did you struggle with that part? Just being kind to yourself?
Yes, I did struggle with being kind to myself, and I think it's a very natural thing for someone who applies this trait the way I do. I'm a sportsman. Everything is competition. You understand? So you need to be hard on yourself to survive and thrive in a competitive environment, you know. So we get taught and the environment teaches us to always be a step ahead, you know, of the competition. Start with impressing your teammates, then you have to impress your coaches, then you impress the national coaches, then you have to carry on impressing. Man, it's really hard to be kind to yourself because it's so competitive, you know, and we mistake the kindness to ourselves for weakness sometimes, you know, because we also have goals, we also have benchmarks that we want to reach. So it makes it hard to be kind to yourself when you don't reach a goal, you know, purely because of the fact that we are so competitive. It's a champion's mindset to be competitive. That energy needs to be harnessed in people that have an excessive amount of it. Yeah. So I think it did make me struggle to be a bit kinder to myself. But once I was a bit away from everything and I stopped attaching myself to my career, I was able to be kind to myself. You know, I was able to separate myself from the living person and the rugby player, because those are two different people. Yeah. I'm very chill now when we're sitting here having a conversation, but something turns on when I go on the field, you know. I needed to separate those two people and realize that the harshness and competitiveness and everything else belongs to Sbu Nkosi. And the kindness I need to give to Sbu so that he can be able to funnel his energy into the other guy. You know, I know I'm maybe speaking in a bit of a code here, but I hope you understand me.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You're finally in that position where you're comfortable that my time away from the game, from the team, from the sporting environment is up.
Yeah.
I am ready to get going again.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely comfortable that I'm ready to get going. I think I took time away from the world, man. Not time away from the sporting environment, or I literally took time away from the world and I went to go sit with the one person who is exactly like me, or the one person I am exactly like, because I knew they'd be able to understand me on a much higher level. Yeah.
I'm assuming you must have had like a personal conversation, like just a quick pep talk. So okay, I'm going back now.
Yeah, I did have a 1 minute pep talk to myself. No, by the time I decided that I'm coming back, you know, I was in a much better space. Yeah, so I didn't even need to pep talk myself. I've been pep talking myself for the past 2 months. You know, I'm ready now to do my thing. Yeah, so I've been pep talking myself for the past 2 months. When it was time to go, it was time to go. Yeah, it was that simple. Yeah.
How's your family? How do they feel about you being back?
They're very excited. I think my mom, for one, is extremely excited. I think more than me being her son, might just be like her favorite rugby player. Yeah, might. Between me and Lucanio, I don't know who it is. But yeah, she's very excited. She really, really enjoys watching me play, apart from anything there. And she's happy that I'm continuing here. You know, when I moved to Pretoria, she was extremely excited about that. I don't know, for some reason, she's just always had a good feeling about it. So yeah, she's been really big in this moment where I decided that I'm gonna come join the team again.
Yeah, sorry, we were talking about just the time away. Did it do any good for your relationships with your family, reconnecting?
Yeah, it did a lot of good for me. I've been on the trot for a couple of years in a row. I haven't really gotten to spend much time with my family, my mom the most. My daughter, she's enjoyed spending so much time with me. It's also been amazing, you know, watching her grow in front of me, because for most part we get this in bits and pieces, and then you're away for some time from your people, and then you're back again, and then you have to like start over again and then you go again. It's just you just go on the trot for so long that some things get disconnected or they become like diluted, you know. So I think I got a chance to really concentrate my energy and pay back to the people that love me, because they're the ones that give me the energy that I need to do what I do. So yeah, it did help the personal relationships on a big front. Yeah.
Returning back, driving into the stadium, what's your thought process?
I was excited to come back to the stadium. Mainly, the first time, obviously, I came back, I was here to meet Edgar. He's been really big for me in the past 2 months. So I was excited just to see Edgar in person. But, yeah, Loftus, eh? There's an energy that you get when you drive into here. Yeah. I felt like a dwarf. I felt like a dwarf, and I missed that feeling. I was just looking up at the walls, thinking, I'm home. I'm back home. That's what it felt like driving back to the stadium.
Following day, you are meeting the team.
Mm.
Some faces you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Some maybe you haven't had a heart-to-heart in a long while.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was awesome. Like I said, man, when I came here, the environment really got me up, and I've got even better things to say now about my boys. You know, I'll go anywhere with them. I'll go anywhere with them. They've given me a good welcome. They could have really made it a bit more difficult. They could have demanded more explanation, but you know, they're just happy to receive me, and I'm so grateful that they're receiving me in that way. That makes me want to turn the 100% I want to give into 110, you know, and I really appreciate that. I want to say it out loud. Yeah.
Earlier you said, part of that process in realizing that, your time in the cave was up and you're well equipped to return. The fire in the belly is gone.
Yeah.
The beast is
The beast is growling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember watching some clips on YouTube. It was just some tributes, you know, of guys that I miss seeing play, you know. And I just remember watching one video and thinking, yeah, I feel like tackling someone really hard. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I feel like playing. I'm definitely on the right route. You know, let me step training up another level and see what that does for me. You know, and then that was the moment that I read. I know it's a very like, but that was the moment where I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to go back now. Now I'm not focused on whatever's happening internally. Now I'm looking forward to what I can do outside. Yeah.
How long, just curious, how long in your downing of tools did you take before you started training again?
I think maybe I took 3 weeks to a month off. Yeah. 3 weeks to a month. And then I started training again. Yeah.
And that probably also, helped in.
Oh, definitely. Those endorphins, they're always good, you know. It's actually my dad who forced me to go back to training. So yeah, it definitely helped me. Yeah, it definitely helped me. I think if he hadn't forced me to go back to training as early as it did, it would have taken a bit longer for me to come to terms with things that I needed to come to terms with. Yeah.
What was the first training session like?
It was great, you know. It was great. I'm glad I have the body that I have. I don't struggle too much to get back into shape. So the first training session was fun. I did a strength and a speed session, Planet Fitness, running around the track, and it took me like a week to get my strength back. But it was fun. Yeah.
Fast forward now to your first training session with the team.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was great. Like I said, the boys received me, so I almost felt like I was never gone. I know it's a weird thing to say because I was gone for so long, but it almost felt like I was never gone, and I got the same message from my coaches and my fellow like teammates. You know, they give me the compliments and the confidence that you look alright, bro. It's good to have you back. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to winning the URC. I'm looking forward to getting a couple tries under my name and to just play a rugby game the way I've always played it, man. It was that same mindset of that beast that I'm missing so desperately and feeling right now again. That's just what I'm looking forward to. I'm saying it out loud.
So it is incredibly good to see you. And I think we must applaud you, the people who are on the sidelines, just for having that courage to step away when you needed to step away.
Yeah.
And just refinding and reconnecting yourself, recentering yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Because all the best for you is all the best for South African rugby.
Yeah.
Long may your light continue to shine.
Thank you very much. And thank you again very, very much to everyone who supported me in this time. Do the same for other people. Do the same for yourself. I'm also here to do that for other people. Now that I understand it intensely, I'm here. They must shout.